was able to get on the ice earlier this morning and is good to go. Back on the top line for the Jackets with Adam Fantilli and Kirill Marchenko. Here's Fantilli shooting. Vejmelka makes his first stop. Hold to center ice for Nick Schmaltz. Another look at this top line for Utah. Very explosive. Here's Keller shooting. Great glove save. Elvis Merzlikins. Pass is going to jump the stick of Monahan. Garland pounces on it in front. And the shot by Monahan denied by Vejmelka.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to be traded as a forward. It's another thing to be a top-minute defenseman. But he looks pretty comfortable to start this one.
This is Michael Carcone. Fires and scores. On the rush, Michael Carcone opens the scoring tonight in Columbus.
And it creates an opportunity. See the line change on the left. Now there's a collision in the middle of the ice, and that creates the opportunity for a little bit of open ice, and it comes on the right side of our screen. Elvis Merzlikins is out high on the blue paint. Looks like he's cutting down the angle, but here, with that collision, Carcone's got just that much more time. And you see he puts it right by the ear of Elvis Merzlikins.
Lawson Krause. Krause swings it wide for Peterka, trying to beat Werenski, driving to the net, put it out in front, and a chance. Oh, an incredible stop. Elvis Merzlikins.
Here by Cooley. Look at the empty net, and Elvis Merzlikins somehow gets that pad across, and that puck stays out of the Blue Jackets net. Incredible save.
Knows a lot of guys over there, former Arizona Coyote.
Well, Yamamoto, he would have played against quite a bit, too, with the Edmonton Oilers.
And apparently, Clayton Keller was the best man in his wedding.
How about that?
Those two very good friends. Swooping in is Matthew Olivier for Charlie Coyle. Shields it. Got it up high. Severson scores! David Severson, a cannon! And late in the first, we're tied up at 1.
Time in the offensive zone. Keep an eye on Vejmelka after this puck goes in. Great job by Coyle there on the puck. Look at the support as they just protect the puck here, and Charlie Coyle takes a look. Vejmelka raises his arm to say there was goaltender interference, but the referee said immediately, no, that's not the case. We're going to call this a good goal. You can see how Sillinger's stick is in there before the puck.
And the puck is going to slide its way to Elvis Merzlikins. Lunging was Wood. It's a great pass for Marchment. He's in. Denied by Vejmelka. Back to Kent Johnson. 3-on-2 develops here. Johnson dropper. Monahan fires. Save made. Vejmelka. No rebound.
Man, Kent Johnson's got an extra gear as well. This is that second line together as three forwards. Garland, Johnson, and Monahan.
Damon Severson. Connor Garland. Garland dragging it. Stopping. Going to Provorov. Back for Connor Garland. Kent Johnson to the front. Score! Kent Johnson with a power play goal. And the Jackets take a 2-1 lead.
I'm not sure if they had a clear look at it with some of their cameras. I mean, you see Monahan, as you mentioned, it's and I don't think they're going to.
After review, the play was deemed to be offside. Therefore, we have no goal.
Oh, there you go.
Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Thank you.
Charlie Coyle. Werenski making his return to the lineup tonight after missing the last 3 games. Still second in the NHL in average ice time. Only Quinn Hughes plays more. Here's a chance breaking on in. Gunther scores. Becomes a 2-on-0. There's the Mammoth on the rush. They finish, and it's 2-1 Utah.
I hear they're back, but let's see here on this entry. That's close to being offside. They give those two guys a 2-on-0. Let's take a look here. Looks like there's someone already on the other side of that, and that's Keller. Oh, that's awfully close. The linesman's right there.
Puck nearly got to Cole Sillinger behind the net. It's going to trickle back to Werenski. Approaching 4 to go in the period. Severson fires. Follow up Sillinger. Cole, Coyle in front. Pounded right on goal. Stopped on the rebound. Big scramble. Olivier. Score! The red hot Matthew Olivier has tied the game.
Just heard from from Charlie Coyle. And what did he say they do? Get the puck, get it low, and get to the net. And Severson right there. That was a key play. But keep an eye on Coyle as well. This puck is saved. And Charlie Coyle does a great job of keeping this puck alive and getting it back out to an area where Olivier can get his stick on it. These guys are heavy, they're hard, they're strong, and now they're getting the goals for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Around to Connor Garland. Dished it off to Kent Johnson. Joined by Sean Monahan. Room to skate here for KJ. Johnson in with a shot. Stop made by Vejmelka.
I don't think we see the speed from Zach up the ice. He's coming back from 3 days of being ill, but he sure is being effective.
Kerfoot in front, it's redirected in, and they score. Kevin Stedland looked like off his body, and in 3 minutes into the third, the Mammoth take the lead.
And they use speed up the walls, and this play starts down in their own end, but this is what they do very well. Now that's a cross-ice pass that ends up connecting, but as this changes sides, you can see there's that little play to the net. That's a rolling puck that comes through, and it might have went off of Matejchuk. Kerfoot throws it through. Wow, Stenlund is right there on top of the paint, right on top of Elvis Merzlikins. But Kerfoot, yeah, that goes off Matejchuk's skate, who's just trying to take the stick there of Stenlund.
Through 2 periods. Wow. Nice move by Krause. Barges right in, dropped it off McBain. A chance denied by Merzlikins. Johnson slides one to Werenski. A drive, misses wide. Rebound found. They've got a breaker and up ice. Here comes Logan Cooley on a breakaway. Dances in and scores. Logan Cooley. And the Mammoth take a 4-2 lead.
Well, Monahan went off the ice. Boone Jenner goes on. It's a transition. Werenski's going to take this shot. You can see he thinks that scramble might go the Blue Jackets' way, so he dips in. As he dips in, he's got a forward with him back there. That's Kent Johnson. So the defenseman and Zach Werenski, the deep pair, would have backed off in that situation maybe a little bit. But Cooley, credit him. He immediately took off. As soon as that shot was up for a 50-50 play, he left the zone. And then he gets a home run pass.
Ice time leader. Kirill Marchenko, can he wind it up here for Columbus? Trying to make it a 1-goal game. To the left wing for Mason Marchment. In front for Fantilli. Right there. Delays. Trying to stash it home. What's the call? Vejmelka into goal. What a play. Adam Fantilli has made it 4-3.
Here, Adam Fantilli had his 4-game goal streak snap last game, but Marchenko's been really good with and without the puck. Look at him in front of the net. He's stacked up there. 2 guys are on him, and Adam Fantilli uses one hand here. Looks like he's committed to go behind the net. You can see Vejmelka stays with him, but it looks like Vejmelka had a thought in his head that Fantilli was going to exit around the other side, and he lets up, and that's where Fantilli sneaks that puck through the wickets. It took a little time because it went right under the pad. Right there, there's that white pad. Puck's under there right now.
Little sneak attack on Vejmelka to make it 4-3.
His confidence is just growing here.
Fantilli gets it off. Marchenko, Marchment, and he scores! Mason Marchment, and just like that, we're tied at 4.
Backs off the Utah defense, and it's a turnover again. But look at Fantilli. He just scored a goal. He comes in. He hands it off to Marchenko in a tight space, and Marchenko then hits the slashing Marchment. Marchment slashes through there. He's on the backside of the defenders, and that rolling puck, he just elevates over Vejmelka. And Tournay and the Utah Mammoth have called a timeout here because this building is rocking.
Two goals, 30 seconds apart. Adam Fantilli and then Zach Werenski carries with authority, slides it over to Coyle. Coyle back for Zach. Try to spin it up high. Marchenko finds it in front. Fantilli! And he's robbed by Vejmelka.
The go-ahead goal on his stick, and I think he thought he had this goal. This puck bounces their way. Look at the daylight there. He just can't collect it. That's a bouncing puck, and Marchenko just throws it back. Great play by Fantilli to go skate to stick, but Vejmelka's skate blade right there. And then it just falls away from him.
Winding up, building speed, Kirill Marchenko here. Marchenko flying. Marchenko shooting, save made, Vejmelka. Breaking up ice is Logan Cooley. Cooley, Monahan to beat. Cooley from the corner to himself. Chipped it along for Marino. Marino sets it up high. Clayton Keller now has a lane. Keller to the net. Pass across and they score. Logan Cooley in overtime. And the Mammoth win it 5-4.
Players, and here comes Cooley. He's going to take on Monahan one-on-one, but keep it on the left side of your screen. There's going to be an exchange here, and there's some confusion with Garland right there. Where's the handoff? Two guys go to one. Provorov's up top, so is Garland. That opens up that lower part of the ice. And Monahan tries to play this as best he can. He thinks Cooley's a little bit lower, but Cooley's smart. He stayed back in his staggered position, and they get the extra point here in Columbus.
IGS Energy Performer of the Night is Logan Cooley. Third overall pick 4 years ago. 2 goals, including the OT game winner. Another thriller between these two teams. Jackets do get the 1 point.